What's going on, guys? This is Aaron from Departures Capital, and we're here with Elaine Lambert, CEO of Prismo Metals, and Steve Robertson, President of Prismo Metals. How are you gentlemen doing today?
Very good, Aaron.
Great. Thanks for having us, Aaron. Good to
Yes,
see you.
excited to be chatting. So, Elaine, you co-founded Prismo Metals with Peter McGaugh and Craig Gibson. Can you tell us more about the initial vision behind Prismo and how each founder's expertise contributed to its creation?
Yeah, well, you know what? That's a great question because it ties foundation of the company all together in words. So, as you know, Aaron, my background is law and finance. I've been in the capital markets game since 1987, taking companies public, and so on and so forth. And I had the opportunity to live in Tucson, Arizona between 2015 and 19. At Peter McGaugh, who's a resident of Tucson, and same for Craig Gibson. And we became friends. And then I was talking to Craig one day, said, I've got this great property, Silver Prospect in the Pánuco district. Maybe we should put this into a public company. I said, that's a great idea. Let's talk to Peter. Maybe he has an idea. And Peter was at the time incubating a project, which is a gold project in Sonora State. It was, I call it a project. It was really an idea, concept that he had, and we put that into the company, took the company public, and that Sonora State gold prospect became, it went from being a concept to being a drilled last year with great success, and then in 2023, in January 2023, we met with Steve. We optioned the Hot Breccia copper project, and fast forward to today. Now Steve's president and leading the team at Prismo Metals.
Exciting. So Prismo has a tight share structure with only 53 million shares outstanding, and management holds a significant percentage. Can you elaborate on how this alignment of interests benefits the company and its shareholders? Steve, what attracted you to Prismo's management team along with this?
Well, yeah, I think that you've said it right there. The company's very well structured. And as far as I'm concerned, the junior mining exploration business runs on three things. First of all, you have to have a good property. Secondly, you have to have good people. And thirdly, you have to have good timing. And I really think that we've got all three of those right now. This is the time to be out exploring for big copper projects. Gold and silver are doing very well. So we've got a gold, silver, and a copper project. Three very strong projects to go on. And then, of course, the management team is very experienced. We've got a good split between capital markets expertise and technical expertise. So I think this is a company that provides it all and at a great valuation for investors to get into the story right now.
So Elaine, you mentioned that Prismo Metals operates without fixed salaries for its top executives, which is uncommon for the industry. How has this unique management structure impacted the company's financial health and operating efficiency?
Yeah, and then also ties into the previous question, Aaron, right? So the low number of shares outstanding. We're talking to you here from Vancouver. There's a lot of activity in Vancouver in your space, as you know, and your viewers would be familiar with the lifestyle companies, where people get together and they put together a mining company or an exploration company, and they start by giving themselves high salaries. Maybe a CEO makes 350, VPX 250, and so on and so forth. I've even seen companies set up that way that can explore only like 4 or 5 months a year. So if a CEO makes $350,000 a year and he can only explore for 4 months, he's really making $700,000, right? So anyway, so when we put the company together, we said, well, this is not a model that we subscribe for. We don't want to be transferring wealth from investors to ourselves and having overhead costs of $1 million a year, because that's undue dilution, and it's not the way these companies should be set up. So yeah, so there are no fixed salaries. We eat what we kill. Can Steve make a lot of money running the company? Of course he can, because a lot of his time is required to be on site. At Hot Breccia, Craig is going to be in Mexico overseeing drilling campaigns. Of course, he's going to charge the company for his time. But when you think about that, all that time really is money into the ground because we're advancing our projects and not just sitting here in Vancouver, you know, cashing paychecks. So that's unique. It keeps the dilution low. And the alignment of interest is we want to make our money the same way your viewers want to make money. So you own the stock, you advance a project, and one day you get lucky, make a big discovery, and the share price goes up. And that's how we all make a ton of money together.
It's nice to see your interests aligned. I wish all the other mining companies were run that way, especially in this space. So Steve, let's talk about the project. So Steve, the Hot Breccia copper project in Arizona is a key focus for Prismo. What excites you the most about this project, and what are the next steps in its development?
Well, the thing I really love about Hot Breccia is the fact it's a big copper play. So this is a project that really has the potential to have substantial deposit size and grade. We're in the right neighborhood for that. We've got world-class deposits in every direction from us. And most notable is the Resolution deposit that is 40 kilometers to the north of us. I think it's one of the greatest exploration discovery stories in our business. And it's really strikingly similar to the geological setting and the rocks that we've got down at Hot Breccia. So I think that this is just such a compelling opportunity, and we're out there exploring it at a time when the copper market really looks very promising in the near and long term. So this is the right project at the right time, I think.
All right, Lane, so let's talk partnerships and strategic investments. So Vizsla Silver is a notable shareholder in Prismo Metals. We know Vizsla has gotten a lot of attention recently. How does this partnership benefit Prismo, especially in relation to the Palos Verdes silver project in the Pánuco district?
I would actually want to expand the question and say, how does it benefit Prismo and how does it benefit Vizsla, right? Because there are partners in there, and so let's go back in time. So we took the company public, and we had the Palos Verdes concession. We had drilled it before we went public. We drilled it after we went public. And we've got 750 meters of strike length, but it's a rather narrow concession. And after we were public, Vizsla came to the scene. They assembled the Pánuco district for the first time in its history, and then they made some significant discoveries to the west side. And I was one day talking to our technical team, and they were explaining how they were going to drill the thing. And I asked them, why are we drilling within this legal boundary called concession? It doesn't seem to me that what you're proposing is the best way to explore what we have. And everybody said, well, you are right, but on the other side of that line is the neighbor. So I went to see Mike Connor at Vizsla and reviewed with him and his team the same concept, and everybody agreed that we should ignore that legal boundary and drill this part of the district in a way that is increases the odds of a discovery for the benefit of everybody. And what I mean by that is, I think everybody knows we're not going to turn Palos Verdes into a mine. So Vizsla is advancing their mine plans, and hopefully one day they will exercise their right of first refusal, their right of first refusal, sorry, and acquire the asset and feed whatever we have there into the mine. So the next step is to drill 3,000 meters. We are drilling off of their property, right? So back to that concept, ignore the legal boundaries. That doesn't make any sense from a geological standpoint. We do everything in a way that makes perfect sense from a geological standpoint, on all of our projects. So it's geology first. And we're going to be drilling 3,000 meters, and, hopefully it creates value for our shareholders. We think it will. And hopefully there are millions of ounces of silver in there that they can feed into their plant that they're going to eventually be building. The cooperation with them is great, fantastic relationship. We have a technical committee with their VPX and some of our people, and I couldn't be more pleased with that relationship.
So Steve, let's talk exploration strategy. With 3 diverse projects in your portfolio, Hot Breccia, Palos Verdes, and Los Pavitos, how does Prismo prioritize its exploration efforts, and what criteria do you use to allocate resources among these projects?
Well, we always have to be very prudent in terms of making sure that we are very careful about which projects get what amount of funding. But all three projects are at different stages right now. And for instance, Las Pavitos is early stage project. We've had one drill program there that Elaine mentioned earlier. We've really had a lot of success in that it proved that there's a large scale orogenic gold belt there. But we need to now do further groundwork to try and make sure that the next phase of drilling is used most effectively. So the next phase of exploration there is going to be relatively inexpensive. We're going to have a lot of mapping, prospecting, and ground geophysics, that sort of thing. So that's an easy decision to make. We just have to make sure that we have the human resources to be able to allocate to that. The Palos Verdes project is going to be drilled, and that's as Elaine said, a very good project in that we're getting a lot of support from our neighbors there. It's relatively inexpensive to explore down in Mexico, so we're able to handle that a lot more easily in terms of the actual capital funding that's going to be required there. So that project will get what it's going to require. And then of course the big funding project for us will be Hot Breccia. Well, this is a deep drill program, and quite frankly, it's been a long time coming to get around to the point where we've actually been prepared to go ahead and drill Hot Breccia. And now that we've we've almost got the permits in place, that'll happen very quickly here, I believe. And the markets look like they're poised to really pay a lot of attention to copper projects. There seems to be a huge supply crunch coming on to the copper market, and so this is the time to be out doing that deep exploration program, looking for the very effective or easy, I guess, wealth building with a discovery at Hot Breccia. So this is the time for that, and I think that's a pretty easy decision to make. That's really going to dominate our news flow over the next 12 months.
So gentlemen, question for you both. Future outlook. Looking ahead, what are the key milestones and objectives for Prismo Metals in the next 12 to 18 months, and how do you plan to achieve them?
I'll let you go first, Steve.
Okay, well, the projects that we've got all need a little bit of love and attention over the next 12 months, and I think that they're all going to receive it. This is the time when I believe that there's a very bullish outlook in terms of the commodities in the market, and even though the market hasn't really woken up to that yet, I think we're just on the early stages of what's going to be an exciting time for us. So we're going to be working on all three projects and advancing them. But of course, the bulk of the effort is going to be at Hot Breccia, where we've got a deep drilling program, and we'll make sure that we're very attentive to that and making sure that that's run as effectively as possible.
Yeah, maybe I'll add a little bit to that. So Aaron, I think the first thing that your viewers can expect was mobilizing the drill team at Palos Verdes. And the significance of this, obviously, other than from a geological standpoint, which drives everything we do, but from a news flow standpoint, we have in the past had some bonanza grade intercepts. What we see is similar to what Vizsla is seeing on the west side of the district, and they continue to have great assay results that they keep publishing. So we fully expect that this next phase of drilling will be generating exciting news, exciting results over the course of the next few months. And then also the permit that Steve alluded to for Hot Breccia, we're really close to the finish line on that. And Steve and his team will continue to negotiate with drillers, hire a driller. We've been talking to 5 or 6 of those, negotiating the best prices possible. And then we'll hire and mobilize. These are deep holes. We're going to drill 5,000 meters over 5 holes, maybe. So it'll take time to drill and then cut the cores and get the assay results. So as Steve said, there'll be plenty of results between now and the end of the year. So both projects being drilled, both projects generating a lot of news flow, and we've got a good following and a very loyal base of shareholders, Aaron, and a lot of people have been with us. They have their eyes on us continuing to have results at Palos Verdes, and a lot of people are focusing on this kind of high risk, high reward play that we have in Arizona called Hot Breccia. So there'll be, in my view, people will be talking about Prismo quite a bit more between now and the end of the year.
Well, thank you both, gentlemen, for your time. It's an exciting time for copper, exciting time for the company. It's been a pleasure covering Prismo, and thank you, Elaine, for allowing me to cover the company and work with you. So I look forward to reporting on the news, hopefully some good results, and more to come for you guys. So thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Aaron.